Now at 6 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, an unexpected turn of events in the federal trial of a Victoria man.
Governor Greg Abbott makes a major announcement on the new Formosa Plastics project.
And we show you the latest changes in some downtown Victoria crosswalks.
Well, we got a couple more warm days, but out there on the West Coast, that frontal system is going to blast through here Sunday morning, and you're going to be needing a jacket because we've got some cold north wind blowing for early next week. Have all the latest coming up in a moment.
And we have 3 volleyball teams competing in regional semifinal round. I'll highlight all these matchups later on in sports.
You're watching 25 News now at 6. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Shawna Currie.
And I'm Brubaker.
The federal trial against a Victoria man accused of money laundering is now over.
25 News Now weekend anchor Amaya Norman was at the federal courthouse in downtown Victoria. Amaya, how did it end?
In an unexpected turn, on day 4 in his jury trial, Jason Brandon took a plea deal in federal court today. Brandon pleaded guilty and accepted the deal in federal court. The 48-year-old was charged with multiple counts of money laundering after a joint investigation by the DEA and IRS Criminal Investigation Division. Federal agents shared evidence that Brandon used his local businesses, J&B Cleaning, High Tech Services Company, and Heels Lawn and Tree Service for drug trafficking, where he laundered more than $600,000. Brandon will remain in custody. A date for his sentencing has not been set. Shawna and Don, back to you.
Amaya, thank you. A Victorian man is sentenced to life in prison. 41-year-old Lee Taylor was found guilty of continuous sexual abuse of a child under the age of 14. The evidence showed Taylor repeatedly sexually abused a 6-year-old child over several months in 2016. During the punishment phase of the trial, the jury also found that the defendant was placed on supervision for aggravated sexual assault of a child in 2004. Both child victims, now 15 and 27 years of age respectively, testified at trial.
Governor Greg Abbott announces Formosa Plastics is the latest project approved under the state's Jobs, Energy, Technology and Innovation, or JEDI program. Formosa is investing $150 million to open a new facility that'll produce a key ingredient used in making polyethylene, the world's most common plastic. Governor Abbott says the project will boost good-paying jobs and help keep Texas a national leader in manufacturing. Local leaders are calling it a huge win for the community, bringing new opportunities, more investment, and a stronger local economy.
The process of removing all crosswalk art in downtown Victoria is underway. All crosswalk art in downtown Victoria must be removed under new TxDOT regulations aimed at eliminating non-standard roadway markings. TxDOT this month issued a statewide prohibition against political messages, artwork, or any other non-standard markings that may compromise safety. Removal of the crosswalk art started Monday. We noticed there is still some crosswalk artwork on the Constitution Street intersections with Main and Bridge Streets. Once the artwork is removed, an asphalt seal will be applied to the crosswalks and traditional pedestrian stripes will be repainted where necessary. This process is expected to take about 2 weeks. The city of Seadrift is looking into serious damage to both private property and road damage caused by contracted work. Seadrift residents reported large trucks from Line Tech, a contractor hired by AEP, traveling across yards and city streets, resulting in major damage to roads and personal property. Seadrift officials say the situation has worsened and they will now send their public works department to inspect all affected locations. They will assess the damage and determine the cost of repairs. An elevated wildfire risk is expected across Texas this week. The Texas A&M Forest Service warns of increased wildlife danger as changing weather conditions impact the state. After increasingly dry conditions over the past 10 days, Texas has experienced a warming trend this week. Recent trends show that nearly 40% of wildfires reported in Texas over the past week were caused by debris burning and equipment use. And that's why all of these area counties have these burn bans, and still we're having problems.
Yes, absolutely. And, you know, things are warming up just temporarily, but we're going to see another cool down, right, Mac?
Yes, that is, and the cool down is actually going to be part of the fire problem because we've got a southerly wind that's relatively moist. It's going to get us up into the 80s, almost 90 tomorrow and on Saturday. But Sunday, north dry wind's going to blow everything out, and we're going to be down to arid, very low humidities and high fire dangers. So we'll talk more about when that will arrive, but I'm going to tell you, next week you're going to be looking for a jacket, and we'll be talking about that coming up in a moment. Back to you.
A new Texas A&M University Victoria president is now in place and hard at work on campus. In her new role, Dr. Christian Hardigree says she plans to focus on regional needs and supporting students. Now that A&M Victoria, the A&M system has taken custody of the campus from the University of Houston system, there will no longer be a presence in the Katy area. Hardigree says she will work with faculty and staff to make more of a local impact and presence than in past years.
It's an opportunity to really look at who are we serving and how are we serving them. Getting back to ensuring that we're serving the community we're located in, that we're offering the types of degree programs that matter to the people of South Texas.
On Saturday, A&M Victoria will be hosting an aviation day at the Victoria Regional Airport as part of promotion for their new aviation degree program that is set to launch in fall of 2026. It will be from 9 a.m. to noon at the Victoria Regional Airport. Remarks will be made by interim president, Dr. Jim Nelson. Currie is using a new tool to get its annual Christmas in the Park display ready to light up, something we all look forward to.
Oh, yes. 25 News Now reporter Ray Mosley joins us with a look at who's putting the lights together. Ray?
Yes, Shawna and Don. Currie and the Stevenson prison are working together. The prison's community work squad started 15 years ago as a way for inmates to participate in community work and to give back. The community work squad's reason for putting up Christmas lights in Currie is to see the fulfillment and joy spread as they work together. One of the members, Martin Cadillo, recalls decorating the park with lights as a privilege and a chance to give back to the city.
Enjoy the time of season that it is, the reason for the season, and to be able to just enjoy that time with family and loved ones and be able to get out and see things like this, like at this park. I mean, it's really a time to cherish and a time to be able to enjoy because not a lot of people get to have that privilege.
Taylor Tate is another community work squad member who's helping to decorate the park this year.
It's Christmas time. I mean, who isn't happy at Christmas time?
He wants to show that he's able to make positive contributions to the community and says the Currie Christmas lights in the park is one of the greatest places to be.
It's really great that we're coming out here and doing it just to give something back. It's great for us to be able to get out and interact and be able to do this work for the community, and we really enjoy it.
First-year member Valdemiro Coy says he enjoys being of service and is only pushing for positive energy.
When I first got out here and started helping out, I felt like crying. You know what I mean? Just to be out the fence, people out doing something positive for the community, walking around, man, it just my emotions almost got the best of me. You know what I mean? It just that's how great it is to be free. You know what I mean? It's pretty much like freedom. Right. It's pretty much free.
All members of the work squad encourage families to visit the park to see the Christmas lights and to spend time with one another. Christmas in the Park will light up on Monday, November 24th through New Year's Day to brighten the holiday season. Shawna, Don, back to you.
If you see news happening, give our newsroom a call at 361-576-0026 or send us an email to staff@crossroadstoday.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our Crossroads Today YouTube channel, hit the like button and click the notification bell to receive alerts. Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 6, the FAA announces which Texas airport will see flights cut back due to the government shutdown.
Also ahead, with SNAP benefits stopped, some North Texas neighbors are helping each other.
A powerful story of brotherhood and strength lives on beyond the game. One player's legacy is inspiring a new season and a new generation.
Walks around the hallway, goes up and down 2 flights of stairs, runs up the stairs. They're like, whoa, 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 take it easy, but that's not him. That's not who he was. He was gonna push himself.
Don't miss Legacy of Courage with weekend sports anchor Ray Robinson. A 25 News Now Extra, tonight at 10 on 25 News Now.
Houston and Dallas airports will have flights cut starting Friday. The FAA will cut air traffic by 10% across 40 U.S. airports. Bush Intercontinental and Hobby airports in Houston, along with DFW International Airport and Love Field in the Dallas area, are among the 40 that will have flights cut starting tomorrow. The FAA says the air traffic cuts are to maintain travel safety as air traffic controllers exhibit signs of strain during the ongoing government shutdown. The UPS cargo plane that crashed in Kentucky Tuesday was recently in Texas for more than a month. The AP reports the McDonnell Douglas MD-11, built in 1991, had maintenance work done in San Antonio from September 3rd to October 18th. It's unclear what maintenance was performed and if it had any impact on the crash. 12 people were killed when the plane crashed and burst into flames. In North Texas, neighbors are creatively turning their front yards into food pantries to help those in need, especially during times of food insecurity.
Nicole Nielsen explains how this initiative reflects a community effort to support each other during challenging times.
For Katie Manigold, it's simple.
Be the change you want to see.
In the uncertainty of a government shutdown, life goes on. Bills still due, grocery lists still grow. But somewhere in the struggle, an idea emerged.
Kindness is free, and I know that food is expensive, but when you have more than you need and you're getting your wants, then why don't you let go of some of that and continue to help those in need?
With SNAP benefit distribution stalled for families across North Texas, she decided to act.
I grabbed any bins that I could find in my house and filled it with anything that I could find at the store that would make a difference.
Using her own money, she set up a free front yard food pantry outside of her home on Serenade Lane in Richardson. And before long, she saw just how many people were coming by. Now neighbors joining in, helping restock the pantry daily, while others quietly take what they need.
Now I'm noticing that every day that it's either gone or refilled.
And they're popping up across the Metroplex. A McKinney mom opening this self-serve food pantry just yesterday.
As I've gotten older, I've wanted to just pour back into the community as much as I can.
Outside her family's small business on Tennessee Street, Morgan Rizzo spent last night filling a bin with food, even fruits and vegetables for anyone who needs a healthy meal.
For SNAP benefits to be cut off and for people to be in need and not able to feed their children.
She says she hopes even more front yard food pantries catch on, because even though it may seem like a small gesture, they're making a big difference. One neighbor, one meal at a time.
It really can change the trajectory of someone's day, of someone's week, of someone's year, just to be able to have what they need, basic essentials.
A federal judge in Rhode Island ordered the Trump administration to find the money to fully fund SNAP benefits for November. The ruling was in response to a challenge from cities and nonprofits complaining that the administration was only offering to cover 65% of the maximum benefit. Last week, two judges ordered the government to pay at least partial benefits using an emergency fund. The Trump administration says it will cover 65%.
To get more news, weather, and sports, come to our website, crossroadstoday.com. Victoria is getting ready to honor those who served with its annual Veterans Day Parade. On Tuesday, parade lineup starts at 8 in the morning, with the parade stepping off at 10. Our Don Brubaker is the Grand Marshal of this year's parade, and Chief Meteorologist Mac Perez will also be making a presentation. After the parade, everyone is invited to gather at the courthouse steps for a special ceremony at 11 o'clock, complete with banners, wreaths, and tributes to local veterans. Also, a special flag retirement ceremony will be held at the Field of Honor on John Stockbauer Drive. This is a moment to honor our nation's symbol of freedom and the brave men and women who have stood in its defense. American flags will be retired with the dignity, respect, and gratitude they deserve. This event starts at 6 o'clock Tuesday evening.
And weather will be a little chillier by the time we get to early next week. We'll certainly be talking about that. Right now it's 75 degrees. Of course, we had that south wind blowing today, and that helped get us up to 85. We'll be in the 80s, upper 80s Friday and Saturday. But boy, the big north wind is blowing in on Sunday morning. It's going to give us a chill for next week. All that coming up in just a moment. Well, now that we're in November, it was inevitable that sooner or later we're going to get a cold blast through here. We're going to be cooler, but the rest of the country is really going to be feeling winter. We've got 1, 2, 3 big storms rolling across the country right about now, and this one is actually going to drag through our area and give us a big north wind that's going to give us the big chill. Now, it's not freezing yet, but it will be noticeable. Now, what's going to happen, though, on the eastern side of the country, it is the first big snowstorm of the season. This is current temperatures around the region. Obviously, temperatures are going down as the sun is going down, but you can see how everybody has some mild 70s right about now. However, all this is going to change beginning Sunday morning when the big old cold front blows through. 60 will be our overnight low temperature, about 65 down along Sea Drift and Matagorda, because obviously they're closer to the warmer water. Inland areas getting down to the upper 50s, but that's a far cry from the 40s that we had just a couple days ago. Tomorrow we'll get up to about 88, so your Friday's good. If you got football, it's going to be terrific. It's dry, it's warm, and some areas out west will be looking at 90 degrees, as you can see out there in the Three Rivers area. Let me see if this shows up. Well, there's a polar blast coming in that's going to be dipping down right about here, and it's going to be a big cold winter storm for much of the eastern side of the country. Notice we've got a storm here, very quiet here, storm there. Problem is, as we go into the next couple of days, there you see Friday, stormy weather begins here. And then the cold air drops down, and so the snows begin in Chicago. Then the snow moves down to Illinois and Indiana, and they will be looking at freezing temperatures down in Florida by the time they get to Monday. So this is a big, cold, frosty one right about here. Now we're in the middle. We're not exactly in the cold wind yet, but we are going to get a dry wind blowing through here, fairly gusty for a couple of days, and that puts us unfortunately in a high fire danger. And right here we've got a ridge over the west coast. What does that tell you? Ridge, high pressure is quiet weather. So all the storms have to go up and over before they dive down, and this is a classic setup for an El Nino winter when the west coast avoids the storms. Now, for tomorrow, we're looking at a low of about 60 down in Port Lavaca and getting up to about 85. So it's a good Friday if you get anything done outdoors tomorrow. And in Cuero, you're getting up to about 90. So yeah, no problem for Friday nor Saturday. We're still on the warm side on Saturday. Frontal system comes in about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning early on Sunday. And by Sunday morning, when you're going to church, we're going to be looking at a very cold north wind blowing. You're going to be reaching in for the jacket or a sweater or something. We have the alert flag up because it's probably going to be a day of high fire danger. Now, we don't have the alert up from the Weather Service yet, but I can tell you between the winds, the lower humidity, we're going to be in a situation where we've got to be very cautious. And then look at this. Monday night, Tuesday, we'll be getting down into the 30s even here in the Crossroads. So it's going to be a bit of a chill for the early part of next week. Far cry from where we are today. That's your 7-day forecast. Reminding everybody we do have a QR code. We'd love for you to scan that. Put Crossroads Today on your phone. Shawna, back to you.
All right. Well, we always look forward to Thursdays in sports. Let's send it over to Max Williams.
That's right, Sean. Tonight we reveal a very special Athlete of the Week nominee there on the field. I'm going to tell you who that is next in sports. More girls are breaking barriers and making their mark on the gridiron right here in the Crossroads. One middle schooler is proving that football isn't just a boys' game. Travis Middle School's Caroline Viejo is showing what happens when determination meets passion, inspiring others to chase their dreams, no matter the odds. Over at Travis Middle School in Port Lavaca, 8th grader Caroline Viejo is stepping onto the football field for a normal day of practice. She plays running back and outside linebacker for Travis Middle School and highlights how she got into football.
Because I didn't want to play volleyball, and then I saw another girl doing it at Patty, where I went in 6th grade, and I just thought it would be fun.
Now, when you think of females pursuing football, you think of being a kicker or a punter, such as Vanderbilt's Sarah Fuller, who previously played college soccer for Vanderbilt before trying out for the football team and becoming the starting kicker. For Viejo, though, she loves to tackle someone else because of the constant action.
The action to actually do something, because as kicker in middle school, all you do is you kick a couple yards and then that's it, and versus actually being able to tackle someone.
Caroline's deep passion for football strives from her dad, Alfred Viejo, who played high school football back in the day. He highlights how he felt when his daughter asked him to play ball.
Expected for her to play when she said she wanted to play. So yeah, every single time she's hard on herself after every game. She's wanting to improve, and that's what I'm really proud of.
Just like Caroline stated, Alfred also likes to tackle other people on the football field and wanted to spread that down to his daughter.
Football in high school, I told her the funnest thing was hitting people, hearing the pads just pop, and when she was able to get some of that going, she loved it, loved the game, and kept on going.
With the same passion shared from father to daughter, I had to ask one more question to Caroline about the advice she would give for more females to play football at any level. Like, what are some things you want them to know that, hey, you can play football and you can do this, you would say?
Take risks, things will happen, you'll make mistakes, but if you follow through your dreams, they're gonna happen. If you really, really want them to, it's gonna happen.
In all, Caroline wants more and more females to take part of football and keep growing the sport as a whole. She finished her last game Monday night and still deciding if she wants to play at the high school level. I hope she does, and congrats for being this week's Athlete of the Week. All right, let's check out this week's fishing report. We're at Coletto Creek. The water is slow at 91 degrees, and bass fishing there at the area is very slow as well. At East Matagorda Bay, it's good at 78 degrees, where you can get redfish, can be caught with cut mullet or artificial bait. Then at Port O'Connor, waters are good at 78 degrees. So if you want to see the full fishing report, head to crossroadstoday.com/sports. Now over to the first day of regional semifinal action for volleyball playoffs, where we have 3 area teams competing tonight. First with their Frio Lady Cats tipping off at 6 o'clock, so about 30 minutes ago at Edna High School versus the Latonia Bulldogs. Then another game started at 6 as well, with the Industrial Cobras facing Santa Gertrudis Academy Lions at Rockport High School. And then finally, in about 30 minutes time, the Shiner Lady Comanches will take the court facing the Kennedy Lions. And then again, we'll have all 3 of these games, scores, highlights later for 25 News Now Sports at 10 p.m. Now over to Thursday night high school football action. Victoria East Titans end their season tonight versus Smithson Valley Rangers. This game's going to kick off at 7 p.m. out there in San Antonio, and East trying to spoil the party there for Smithson Valley, who's one of the top teams out there in 5A Division 1. And finally, the Dallas Cowboys defensive end Marshawn Nealon passed away there this Thursday morning. Team officials issue a statement calling the 24-year-old, quote, a beloved teammate. A statement from the Frisco, Texas Police Department, and said Nealon was found what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot, and police said they found Nealon following a vehicle pursuit crash. Again, searched there on his foot, and Nealon played in 7 games this season, collecting 12 tackles and 1 sack. And Don Shawna, it's just sad to see, that kind of information there. Again, at the same age as me, at 24 years old, right? Again, just passed away way too soon. And again, hopefully everything, prayers and everything up for his family and for a speedy recovery, everything in that regard.
And Max, this came just 3 days after he scored his first NFL career touchdown. What a terrible thing.
Officials said that they are providing support for his family and as well as his teammates.
Yeah.
I mean, they're basically like family as well.
Absolutely. All right, we're back in a moment, and we'll tell you where this huge Christmas tree is heading for the holiday. And finally tonight, the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree was cut down this morning in upstate New York. The chosen tree is a 75-foot tall Norway spruce. It's 45 feet in diameter and weighs about 11 tons. After it was cut, a crane lifted the tree onto a flatbed truck for its first trip and probably only trip to New York City. It's due to be delivered to Rockefeller Center on November 8th, all leading up to the big lighting ceremony on December 3rd. By the way, if you're wondering what happens to the tree after Christmas, in January, the tree will be milled into lumber, with the wood being donated to Habitat for Humanity.
Nice.
There you go.
So if a tree that big falls in the woods with no one around, does anyone hear it?
You didn't hear it.
People on the ramps and the freeways here. Oh, watch
You might
out.
feel it if it falls.
I can guarantee you, by the time it arrives in New York, there's going to be snow on it. So they're going to run into it.
They're getting some over the weekend, right?
Yes, over the weekend. All of the Northeast is getting their first big snow of the season. So, you know, here we are at 88 degrees. Oh my gosh.
They be in shorts and tank tops.
We're suffering in the heat over here.
Mac, I'm up in Ohio. There's snow on Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. It's the big one.
Wild.
So for us, for the next 2 days, you still got temperatures in the upper 80s, so it'll be warm. But the big north wind blows in on Sunday. You'll be looking for a jacket that day because it'll be rather chilly. In fact, night times getting down into the upper 30s here in the Crossroads.
Upper 30s. That's next Tuesday?
Next Tuesday, yeah.
Can we call this the big chill?
I was going to say, yeah.
It's an early chill.
For the people like you and me will be taking part in the Veterans Day Parade on Tuesday morning.
We'll need to be wearing some coats. I have a coat. It'll be a brisk north wind. It'll be dry and sunny, but a little chilly on the wind there.
Okay.
So bring a little blanket or some
Yeah,
jackets
there
if
you
you're
go.
planning
There
to
you
go
go.
watch the parade.
You bet.
That's right. It'll be great. All right. Thank you, Mac, and thanks for joining us.